Hello, how are you? Nice to see you. Well, I want to talk today a little bit about the yo-yo, the feeling of being happy one minute and unsettled the next. Are you on an emotional roller coaster these days? Who isn't? I think everybody is experiencing a bit of up and down right now. There's a lot of, I don't know, I want to say turmoil. I don't know if that's the right word. Everybody's life that I've talked to, that I've spoken with, is a little bit upside down. Things are not exactly the way they would like them to be, and there have been thrown a few curveballs, you might say. The weather's weird, which causes all kinds of things, and it's just strange. For me, I've had really an issue with my internet and the weather, you know. We're now into the rainy season. So when I go get ready to do videos or recordings, we've got metal roofs here and it just teems down with water. And you can't even hear yourself think, never mind speak to the person next to you, and you definitely cannot do a recording. So that's a bit of a challenge. My internet's been off and on. I've been working on a 3G. So uploading and trying to do things on the internet's difficult, to say the least. We've had power outages and a series of things, right? Never mind the stuff that goes on with our families and friends and what have you. So it makes life a little bit more interesting, maybe, if you want to say it that way. But it does cause a little bit of a in your day. For me, I preoccupy myself. I wash my floors, I clean my counters, I do some cooking. I just try to busy myself, preoccupy myself as I'm in my thoughts. What do you do? A lot of people decide to eat. You know, that was one of the things I talked about last week. We don't want to be going back into eating to satisfy the soul. So I'm going to do a recording today about that. But, you know, part of it is grieving. I think a lot of us are grieving the life that we used to have, the way things used to be. And life is kind of like a cycle. So you may have come to a cycle that's an end of that period, and now you're going into a new cycle. I feel like that's a little bit where I'm at. I'm going into a new cycle. What does this look like for me now? You know, I'm fairly healthy. And I'm excited about many, many years in front of me. And it's now, you know, I'm kind of noticing I'm not as young as I used to be. So what am I going to do to fix that, you know, to make sure I stay as youthful as I can? It may be that you've come to the empty nest time of your life and your children are heading off. They've spent 18 years with you, and now it's time for them to experience life on their own, maybe, maybe not. Maybe they've just become adults and they've decided to move into the basement. And that's still different, because as adults you don't treat your kids the same as you do as a child. They don't follow instructions well. Oh dear, yeah, all of that. There is many stages of life, and life just keeps on going, and we need to embrace each stage, each and every stage, and be excited about that, and figure out the grieving part of that. Yeah, and not let, you know, not pick up old or new bad habits, or maybe we decide we want to fix up the old habits that aren't working for us anymore. It's a time of change. It really is a time of evolutionary change. And it's probably a good idea, in my opinion, to be conscious about where it is that you want to go and how are you going to get there. You know, you don't have to do exactly step by step, day by day strategy, but you do need to know where you're going. Where do you see this life in 5, 10, 15 years from now? Where do you see you? What are you going to be doing? What do you want to be doing? What lights you up? It doesn't matter what age or stage you are. It doesn't matter if you're 15, 25, or 75. It doesn't matter. You still have a life in front of you, and you have desires and dreams. Those never go away. I posted on social media a picture of a couple. They were sitting on a park bench or something, and it was when they were just married, I assumed. And then it was later in life when they were, in their maybe 80s. And how, they still are young at heart. They still have dreams and desires. What are your dreams and desires? Don't give up. Don't give up because you've reached that plateau or that space. Even if you've gone through, university and you've reached your desired career, you should still expand and become more. Right? If you've done sports for so long, maybe there's another sport for you at this age and stage. Or another movement. We're always switching it up. There's different things to experience, and there's always something good to learn, new to learn. Right now, they're talking a lot about, or I'm into, maybe you're not even into it because it's not in your space, but I'm into the vibration and frequency. This is the part of the healing that I do. And even the words that we speak, the hypnosis and the meditations, is all vibration. High vibration, actually. So you want to try to keep yourself at that high vibration. And, I chose some cards this morning, and I was reminded that, to look back at people that we look up to, and to always do the best we can, right? And when you get to a difficulty, maybe think about what would my mom say about this? I do that often, actually. What would my mom say? Because she was a very wise person, I think. I learned a lot from her. I often will say also, what would Jesus do in this space? What would he do? I developed a relationship with Jesus at a very young age. I went to church with my sister. My parents didn't go to church. It wasn't part of our family. But I connected with him at a young age. And so I often think, what would Jesus say? What would he do? Who do you look up to? What would they do in your circumstance? Would they have another cookie? Would they curse and swear? Would they fight? Would they just, carry on? There is always struggles. Everybody's going through struggles. Even Jesus went through struggles, didn't he? And even if you're not religious, you know the stories. You've heard. He had a hard time. We all have hard times. It depends on what we do and the tools that we have that we survive those hard times. Right? Sometimes I look back on my life and I'm like, holy crap, what a shit show. How did I get here? And then I look back and I'm like, I created this. Through all of my choices. Free will. We have free will to make choices, right? And to decide what to do. We have the choice to grab a bag of chips or cookies or have a drink or do whatever or go out to the garden and meditate. We have that choice. What is the best choice for us? We need to decide. So we're all going through struggles. There is not one person that I've talked to, and I've talked to quite a few, there is not one person that I've talked to or that I see that is not going through a struggle. So it might be even a good idea to reach out to someone. Maybe reach out to your neighbor. How you doing over the fence? How's life? It's okay to do that. I think we need to realize that we are in a community. Reach out to the people around you. Connect with your gardens, your flowers. Maybe plant a tree or plant a plant. Nurture something. It's amazing when we, self-care is number one. We have to take care of ourselves. We have to do all of those things. For me, I have to get out into the yard. I have to breathe the energy. I have to be by the plants. and the animals and the birds and the bees. I have to meditate. I have to have quiet time. Those are important to me. What's important to you? What fills you up? That's what you have to figure out. What fills you up? Do more of that. Are you feeling peaceful? Well, do what makes you filled up. If it's a 5 minutes in the garden, do it. A walk around the block, go for it. Right? Call someone, do that too. Yeah, we have to raise our vibration. Raise your vibration through the foods you eat, the thoughts you think, your surroundings, the people you hang out with. If you're people you hang out with, when you think about it, they always say, you're like the 5 people that you hang out with or that you associate with. You think about that and you're like, okay, that's where I want to be. Exactly, right on. I love all those people. You might say, ooh, they have a lower vibration than what I want to experience. Maybe I need to switch it up. Maybe I need to add 1 or 2 new people into my space. Or I need to connect with someone that I know is a little bit higher vibration and hang with them a little bit or phone them up or look at their picture. I don't know. What is it you need to do? Yes, we do need to take charge of our lives. This is me just rambling on about all these things I've been thinking about this morning. Raising our vibration is very important. And allowing ourselves to grieve our old life, because we are always changing and becoming more. We're always expanding. There is always something beyond this moment. Even if you're at the near end of your life, there is something beyond that moment. It's not an end. It's a beginning. Every day's kind of a beginning. Remember that saying, today is the first day of the rest of your life. Right? Today is the first day of the rest of your life. What are you going to do with it? You're going to make it sensational, exciting, extraordinary. You have that choice. Living to the fullest, I think, is the key. That's why we're here. It's not by random that we're here. We're here to experience life in our own way. Because we are unique, and I am experiencing life differently than you are because of who I am. And you are experiencing life different than anybody else because of who you are. And it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. It's perfect in its unperfectness. So look back and see, how did I get here? And where am I going? These are good things to think about, to contemplate, to dream about. I have a few meditations on intention, and you're perfect. I have a good meditation on that. There's several meditations to help you to expand your dream. Give them a try. I think you'll like them. In the meantime, I'm going to work on one for choosing the right foods, maybe, or not getting caught up in your emotional stuff and choosing foods that you don't want to eat. I did promise to do that, so I'm going to work on that today. Hopefully the rain stays away from me. Have an absolutely beautiful day. Breathe some fresh air. Maybe talk to a friend. Take care. Bye-bye.